When I grew up, when I was a little lad, the internet was a dangerous and extremely scary place. I mean, if you were to break 2010 era internet today, I think like people would panic. Like they would literally scream in their bedrooms in absolute horror and terror. Because everything was uncensored. Like you didn't had any type of censorship. There were various online forums and various communities, each with their own subculture and expected behavior. And the only censorship that you had was respect the mods, don't impersonate someone, and don't be an asshole. And basically, people were expected to behave based on the fact that if you were an asshole, you would get banned from various communities. And eventually you realize that you have no one to talk with, and so you had to change your behavior in order to be accepted. Or you could find a community of assholes. Like, that was also an option. If you wanted to hang around with other assholes, well, you are welcome to do it. And I think, like, that was the peak era of the internet. Like, you had massive creativity. You had a lot of content that was coming out, Nyan Cat and various other memes. You had vibrant forums with different political opinions and various forms of entertainment coming out, different styles and genres of music. It was pretty good. And then in 2016, the United Kingdom comes up with their feminist ideology and the idea that we need to censor the internet to protect women and girls. And that escalated, especially during the pandemic. It was like, well, the internet is extremely dangerous. Everything needs to be censored. Everything needs to be shut down. And now we're entering the era of protecting our children. Now, it's funny because a lot of people constantly talk about the birth rates, while at the same time they're passing legislation that's making it easier than ever to be a single mom. Like, if you're a single mom in 2026, according to the government, you barely even have to take care of your child. It's the corporations using AI and the government that's going to raise your kid for you in a very safe and protected environment. Isn't that the vibe we're getting, though? Because look at it, you have another moral panic, another hysteria. The House Oversight Committee chairman has invited the CEO of Discord, Steam, Twitch, and Reddit to testify on the radicalization of online forum users. It's kind of like inviting the director of the public park, because like kids gather in the public park and they do stuff there, so now it's the responsibility of the public park owner to supervise the children while they're playing. Isn't that a little bit retarded? Like this level of safetyism, isn't a fucking cancer and a blight upon our society? Because, like, when I was a kid, the responsibility of every parent was to install parental controls on the computer to make sure that they're parenting, and they would check to see who your friends are, what groups you're in. Not every day, but, like, at least they would have a general idea who I'm talking with online. Like, I remember my mom would ask me every week or so, it's like, so what'd you do online? Isn't that, like, normal? Like, isn't that, like, healthy parenting? And then the other thing was the instruction manual of using the internet. Like, everyone knew in my generation, the internet is a dangerous place. You have, like, various scammers, you got predators, you got all sorts of bad people. And so make sure that you never show your face, make sure that you never give your phone number or any personal information, and never meet someone from the internet. That was, like, the golden rule. And then, with that golden rule in mind, almost all of the harms of the internet were mitigated. But apparently, no. Apparently, now it's the responsibility of corporations. And it seems that right-wingers actually do want the corporations to start policing. So basically, like, think about it from a logical perspective. How do you stop radicalization on Discord and Steam? You gotta start monitoring all the conversation, right? Like, there is no other way. You gotta actually, like, if there's, like, two people talking, you have to assume that they're children, or you have to assume that they're predators, and you have to monitor literally everything they say. So, in other words, you need AI. And once you have, like, artificial intelligence monitoring every single conversation, then you have, like, a really nice system of security. The problem is, like, what happens when the Democrats get in power? Are they going to use the system for what's intended? Are they going to, just make sure that there's no radicalization? No, they're going to change definitions, right? Like, according to the Democrats, radicalization is far right and far right only. Far left is permissible and encouraged. They're going to use this against Republicans. I mean, we already saw Donald Trump getting banned from so many social media platforms. The idea that there are Republicans who still think it's a positive concept to have corporations banning people and moderating people when they should do the exact opposite. It's like, oh, they're radicalizing youth to what? To the far left? Well, let's have youth being radicalized to the far right then, and let's have them beat each other up so that normal people can have a sane living, right? Like, that would be the perfect concept. You fight extremism with free speech. It's very difficult to be a dipshit when you're surrounded by reasonable people. Like, extremism cannot exist without censorship. When you have a person that comes up with a really dumb take, the only reason that, like, you have takes like all men are rapists, or let's have a curfew for men, or all the nonsense that the woke shit happened, like respect my pronouns or they're genociding me. The only reason they can say that is because all the reasonable people have already been banned. Or the reasonable people know that if they contradict that, they get banned. And that's how you get the radicalization. The problem with Reddit and the problem with Blue Sky, which isn't even invited here, isn't that they allow free speech, is that they only allow one type of radicalization. Like, if you go on Blue Sky and you start dropping right-wing points, or Nick Fuentes opens a Twitch account, they get banned, right? But Hassan Piker is allowed. That is the problem. The problem isn't that why is Hassan Piker allowed. The problem is, like, why isn't everyone allowed? Everyone should be able to say whatever the fuck they want. If Hassan Piker starts talking like he's some sort of war criminal on a theater of battle, he's going to shut the fuck up the moment like 25 other people start talking the exact same talking points like he does, but against him. Like, you would get immediate quality control. But unfortunately, this is not what we're going to get. We're going to get more centralization, more authoritarianism. And the problem is, like, in order to implement this AI that's going to start to look at everyone's text and is going to assume that everyone is a potential scammer or a predator or whatever, it's going to be crippling expensive for companies to do. This is why companies actually support this. Because the companies that can afford it, they know that their competition can't. And it's really profitable to know that the little company isn't going to grow into a big company because they can't become a little company at all. They can't start. They don't have the money to begin investing and creating a forum. And this is also why, like, if you look at the internet, compared to what it used to be, where you had like a plethora of subcultures and a plethora of communities, nowadays you have like 3, maybe 4, and that's it. Let me know what you guys think, though, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.